in the desert,
this thing's gonna heat up.
things heat up just a little quicker.
We're underway at the Desert Mile.
Engines fire.
Damn it.
Tempers flare.
If my goal is to wreck you, you wouldn't have made it around another lap.
And blood boils.
Probably got to learn his lesson, if you know what I mean.
Who will keep their cool?
Bunch of shit that was.
NASCAR Xfinity Series starts now.
Three weeks of racing in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, three different winners. And today we come to you from Phoenix Raceway on an afternoon that was meant for NASCAR. 72 degrees, all kinds of sunshine, and what is no doubt one of the great scenes in all of NASCAR. And how about this young stud? Born in 2002, he's only 19 years old, but Ty Gibbs is starting to work away from being the coach's grandson, right? He's developing a name all his own and making statements with racing idols like Lewis Hamilton. He won last week, and now we hit him from the driver's seat. He rolls off on row 2 today, Joey.
All right, let's key him up. Ty Gibbs, Joey Logano up here in the Fox booth. You got us?
Yes, sir. I got copy on you.
All right, man. Well, you had a amazing run last week with a fast car and able to recover and maybe get through a little bit of drama. Hopefully you got all that stuff figured out for this week. Looks like you got another fast car. What's going to take here in Phoenix?
Yeah, I feel like our sport clip footage here is super fast. I think, patience is probably going to be key. I feel like, especially at the end of these races, just be patient, get to the end. You can't win it if you're not there at the end, if you're not, if you're not on track at the end. So, be patient and just trying to make it happen, I guess. You got all the tips. I should learn from you.
I don't know about all that. You got plenty of good drivers over there, too. Good luck, man. Have a good one.
Thanks.
Special talent, no doubt. 5 wins and 21 starts for Ty Gibbs. Issues for his teammate who's scheduled to start on the pole, Trevor Bayne.
My ignition button's not working right now. It's saying it's off when it goes. It's on now, but it hopefully doesn't short out. Kill switch keeps shorting out here, just so you guys know. Have another steering wheel. Just have it ready. It cut off again.
Oh.
This is big time concerning after basically a perfect practice, and he goes out and wins the pole.
Yeah, this is obviously brutal. And what happens here, these cars are still carbureted. They still have an ignition system just like an old school hot rod might. And they have a safety cutoff on the steering wheel. So if the throttle sticks or something like that, you're able to hit the button and shut it off. And it looks like that's gone bad. I think Jamie has more info on this.
Yeah, I was just about to talk about how he's trying to get his first win in 9 years, and all of a sudden on the radio, you guys heard it right there, the kill switch is cutting in and out. I just saw one of his team guys dart all the way back behind us, back to the garage to get one of those backup steering wheels, and he'll run it out to him. So Trevor stuck sitting there on pit road right now waiting for that swap. Once they do it, though, it'll be quick, but good job by Trevor. Good heads up and very calm on the radio. Regan.
Well, Jamie, a driver that's usually very good here when we come to Phoenix, Justin Allgaier, qualified 24th today, struggles in practice, but he's got 15 top 10 finishes and 2 wins. After qualifying, the team found a problem with the hub in the race car. The hub on the rear of that race car, they said, was going to maybe last 5 more laps in this race, so a little bit of bad luck and good luck at the same time. He will have to go to the back today when we start this race. Look for that to be very exciting as Justin works his way through the field.
And it's hard to imagine that at some point he won't be at the front of the field because, as Regan pointed out, he's so good at this facility. 2 victories here as we continue to watch the Joe Gibbs crew led by crew chief Jason Ratcliffe, who's got an unbelievable history at this racetrack trying to get things changed out. And there you see the steering wheel coming from the garage. This has got to be incredibly stressful. And this is not the only group that's dealing with problems pre-race. Anthony Alfredo sitting idle on the pit lane. This is a group that didn't practice, didn't qualify because they had mechanical problems earlier today. So, man, what a wild deal, and we haven't even hit the green flag yet.
This is crazy to even think, and it's a long run. There's the handoff. This is like a relay race right there, and try to get another steering wheel in there. But yeah, it's a long run from the garage area here to where they are just off of turn 4. So obviously it doesn't take any time. I don't believe Trevor will have to start a lap down, but I'm pretty sure he'll lose his starting position, which happens to be first. Of course, that happens when you start first. So hopefully he can get it running here as they pace these cars around right now.
The field just received the 2 to go at the start-finish line. As a driver, Daniel, you're sitting in the car, and you know what's happening on the track. What are you doing to prepare yourself to go out and race? Because your routine is completely thrown off.
Of course. I mean, right now, Trevor Bayne is not new in this. So he knows, how to remain calm. There's nothing he can do to control the steering wheel. Right now, he's going back to the track. Looks like he's going to be able to get his spot back, which is great for him. It's a lucky shot. Right now, he just reset. Nothing happened, and move on.
I got to tell this story. I saw Trevor last night with his family. He's got 4 kids, 4 young kids.
Yeah, I thought I was crazy. He's one kid crazier than me.
Well, what I said was, if you got 4 kids in a hotel room and they're all young, you got to get them to bed and all that's stress. How could you ever feel stress in a race car? This might have worked its way to that same level of commitment.
I don't know what he's thinking about traveling with that many kids, and you got to go racing the next day. I feel like I need like a night to take a deep breath after the chaos in our household before the race.
Well, what NASCAR has said, that this is considered a safety issue, and that is why NASCAR allows him to get his spot back. What's the latest, Jamie?
That's exactly right, and they just told the news to Trevor Bayne, and Trevor said, all right, he's talked on the radio. He said, we're all good, we're locked in tight, and he doesn't have to give up that spot. That was great news for Trevor to hear.
That's great.
What about the 23 of Anthony Alfredo, Regan?
Well, Adam, those problems that they had in practice are continuing on right now. After practice, they changed the transmission as well as the rear end stuff in this race car. Same problem, though. He can't get it into gear and get it to drive forward, so they're going to go behind the wall and try to get it to where they can at least make some laps.
And with all this going on, Regan, they have added a lap, so everyone gets 1 extra trip around. This time, they will bring the cars down pit road. This is a chance for everyone to check pit road speed, because you really don't get a chance to do that with the limited practice times that all these drivers are given. And now we check out our race analysis. 200 laps today, 200 miles at this 1 mile oval, 45 laps stage 1 and stage 2, then a long run to end it. And the fuel window is big here, because even though in recent history we've had a lot of cautions in the final stage, we do see some long green flag runs here, and certainly that could bring into the equation of this being a little bit of a fuel mileage situation for these teams. Well, it's nuts. This is kind of how qualifying was earlier today. Nothing had really happened yet, and it was like everything was blowing up in front of us. So I, for one, am ready to take a deep breath and just let them race a little bit.
There is a lot going on right now, that's for sure. I feel bad for the 23. You haven't even get to race yet, and you're already behind. I feel that Trevor Bayne right now, he feels like it was his lucky day, and hopefully no more issues, and we can go racing here very soon.
Starting grid is in, and we've talked about Trevor Bayne on the pole in his situation alongside Noah Gragson, and we mentioned off the top how good he's been. Row 2, Ty Gibbs and Ryan Sieg. Gibbs, who wins last week.
Never fails.
And who did he have a run-in with? Ryan Sieg. And they qualify side by side. You simply cannot make this stuff up.
I mean, it's racing rules. It just happens. Anytime you have an issue with somebody, you either pit right next to him, you park next to him in the bus lot or in the garage, or you start right next to that driver. Obviously, you knew it had to happen.
It happens every single time. A few years ago, I got into a fight with my amigo now, Michael McDowell. Guess who was my teammate in the truck riding around the track?
No,
Michael McDowell. So it happens every single time.
So awkward
never
when it
fails.
happens.
So awkward.
What do you say? You're just like, hey, man, we just fought 2 days ago on pit road. You doing all right?
Are you ready to jump on the car?
One of the big storylines last week in Las Vegas was the fact that race was partnered with California as a doubleheader, and there were a lot of guys in backups that had to drop to the rear. We touched on Justin Allgaier. Keep an eye, too, on Josh Berry and Sam Mayer, his Junior Motorsports teammates, unapproved adjustments. They, too, go to the back. And they will have some work to do as we get going. But both had very, very fast cars in practice, qualified in the top 10. Just some adjustments that they had to make after qualifying that NASCAR said, yeah, that's not where we need you to be. And so they dropped to the rear. Nothing major, but will be fun to watch them progress through the field. And as we get ready for the green flag, Trevor Bayne, the control vehicle who sits on the pole, takes the outside lane.
inside. Inside, you're clear. 2 wide behind you. Watch your top here. There you go. Clear by 1. Now half.
You see them down in turn 1. They're 3-4 wide, but they search immediately to get to that resin. That dark spot on the racetrack where you see right here in 3 and 4. Look up high. That is the resin, that dark spot on the track. That's where a lot of grip is. And you've seen everybody just search for it lap 1, which is a little surprising. Sometimes it takes 2 or 3 laps before drivers look to go up there.
You know, something I'm very curious to see is, you know, where the car is going to live longer. You know, if you run the bottom, you run the racing. I think that right now everyone is going to school trying to learn where the car is going to be better in the short run, and also where the car is going to be able to make it last, make it live for longer as the run goes on.
Yeah, I think a lot of times you just go wherever your car handles the best, right? Wherever, like whatever tire you're using the least amount, and trying to use the fronts and the rears equally so it doesn't build tighter or build looser as the run goes. You see the 2 there up in the fence, a little bit too high.
Sheldon Creed, who won the Camping World Truck Series race here a couple of years ago and picked up the championship, contact with the wall.
He didn't seem like he hit it that hard. I think he's going to be okay. These composite bodies, we talk about it all the time, how tough they are. Let's see what happened.
Running 6th when it got away from him.
It's called loose in.
Loose in.
Well, what's the transition feel like from the area that has no resin to the area where there is resin? Do you feel a difference as you come across that, like the seams at other racetracks and that kind of thing?
Yeah, I mean, it's as you go into the corner, I mean, it's like you're a little loose and then you get in it and it grips up and you're like, all right, I'm good. But if you carry it a little bit too far and too much speed, you get over where the grippy part is into where the track's still not clean, it's dirty. And that's where you get yourself in trouble there if you just send it in a little too much arc and a little too much speed. Now here we see Ty. He's down on the bottom. He's trying to find that paint. There's a little bit of grip on that paint as well. So it's kind of, you want to be at the extremes, the top or the bottom.
You know, like you say, Joey, I mean, right now we're seeing here the 19 and the 54 doing exactly the opposite. One guy is already looking for the resin, for that extra grip, and the other guy is trying to be a little bit more disciplined, trying to paint the line, and you can see how, you know, when you're running the bottom, it's almost like you feel great, you feel like it's making work, and but then on exit, that top just get a huge run, and it's hard to beat that.
Look at the bottom of our pylon. 19th right now. Justin Allgaier from the rear. We knew the 7 would be fast. He's always strong here. It looks like he's good out of the gate.
Yeah, I've always thought this is Justin Allgaier's best racetrack that we go to. And he's a shifter here. I don't know if we'll have an in-car camera on him or not, but he always grabs gears. He's always downshifted in the 3rd gear, especially late in the run. Nobody shifts more than Justin at this racetrack. And he uses it as a tool, right? He uses it to be able to pivot his car, you know, maybe be able to slow down the car a little bit, get a straighter launch, and be able to, you know, get a little bit more acceleration with the higher gear ratio.
A.J. Allmendinger, not great earlier today in practice or qualifying. In fact, all 3 of the Colleague cars qualified outside the top 10. 16, though, is moving up. 8th and looking for more.
And that's someone, you know, I think AJ, you know, so much experience, knows what to do on the racetrack. And even when he doesn't qualify well, you just know he's going to run and figure out a way to finish in the top 5. Because he's just good, right? He's going to figure that out. Give it time. He'll work his way through the field.
Yeah, you know, something about AJ is that he's, you know, he's a road course racer, and most of the time those kind of drivers, they are so good in braking zones, and you are seeing that right here, right now, with, you know, with the 16 attacking the 2, how good and how aggressive he can be right here, you know, coming into entry of the corner 3. You're gonna see how aggressive he can be on the brakes. He does it every single time.
Now at this point, I'm surprised Sheldon Creed's just like, just go. Look at the wheels to the right on the 2. He's so loose already, and the 16 realizes it. Oh, they are racing hard.
That's not a friendly finger, is it?
Yeah, all the way down the straightaway.
Did I see something out the window there?
Doesn't look like the number 1 finger, the point by. It looks like it was a little more than that, and he's still going to race him off the corner. This isn't going to end well, guys.
Hey, where I came from, when you do that, that's fight. That's fight.
You are no longer amigos at that point.
No more amigos.
If you're not amigos, what are you?
Enemigos. You're enemies. Enemigos.
Enemigos.
No amigos.
I was nervous about what you were going to say there.
Yeah. What are you? Oh, they're going to fence each other into the corner. Everyone's fighting to get themselves to that top lane here. It's very aggressive right now. Look at that. You see the 10 there, Atlantic Castle. rocking the top, and you saw how the 38 wanted to get his way up there before the corners. He knew that it would happen.
But give some credit to the 38 of Parker Retzlaff, who had never been in one of these cars before this weekend. 18 years old, qualifies in the top 10, and hanging tough early, and learning here from a veteran. This is snug.
That's a little tight. I mean, and like you said, his first race is probably some getting used to where the car is and all that. That could have been way, way worse for both of them. They both got away with a lot there.
13 laps in so far. It's been the Trevor Bayne show. He leads Gregson, Jones, Gibbs, and John Hunter Nemechek.
Here live from Phoenix Raceway, bringing you updates from the pits. I want to give you some background on that 38 of Parker Retzlaff. He qualified 6th here today. As you heard the broadcasters mention, this is his first time in one of these Xfinity Series cars. A regular in the ARCA East Regional Series for the past 2 seasons. This is his first time on this racetrack. So to come out here and qualify 6th with RSS Racing, very impressive run for that young man. Keep an eye on that 38.
For the NASCAR Xfinity Series here at Phoenix, and so far it's been the Trevor Bayne show. He's led every lap out in front of Noah Gragson, Brandon Jones, Ty Gibbs, John Hunter Nemechek. 4 Toyotas in the top 5, and Jones, boy, he's been working hard to get around Gragson here.
Jones, he won here before. He's got some speed here, and you know they've been working hard. And we were talking about this a little bit during the commercial break. The resin right now is definitely the dominant lane, and it's hard to pass him on the bottom, and you see him, he almost got to his outside there off of turn 4. And that's a tricky place for the spotters to see as well, so a lot of times drivers will just poke their nose and try to get the spotter to call outside. But this is some good racing, and the only way he's going to get around him, he's going to try to pack air on him in the center of the corner, try to get Noah a little bit loose, or try to somehow get to his outside, which is going to be tricky when you're already running the top.
Yeah, it's definitely, right there when you're at the 19, you have to be in attack mode, but you have to find different ways to affect him more than normal, because the speed, obviously, he's faster. They both are running the same line. That is the high line, is the preferred line right now, and he has to do different things to be able to affect his car, to be able to make him lose, like you were talking, Joey, and complete the pass.
3 Junior Motorsports cars starting in the rear. Josh Berry, the lowest end of those when you talk about advancing through the field, from 34th to 18th. Ran the ARCA race last night to gain some extra experience. Top 10 there. Jeremy Clements going the other direction after qualifying in the top dozen. Finds himself 19th.
Oh, we got a wreck here in turn 4.
And we got a caution. First one of the day. And it comes halfway through our opening stage, and it's Riley Herbst, who was so good here a season ago and had such a great start to the year.
Brake pedal into 3, and I went to a 4.
He's saying the brake pedal went to the floor.
Make sure it's shut off here. You're done, bud. We're done.
That was Tim Fido on the spotter stand.
That's a hard hit, boys. A hard hit.
That's what's crazy about this place, isn't it? I mean, it's a short track in the way it feels and kind of the way you race. But, boy, you guys get up a lot of speed running down these straightaways.
Hey, you're still going pretty quick, that's for sure. And you see Riley in there. You know, he's moving, which is good. It probably knocked the wind out of him. And bummed out. Let's see what happened here. Okay, here, real happen. Oh, that's a big hit.
So the first yellow flag of the day for Riley Herbst. It continues to be Trevor Bayne out front. We're live in the desert on FS1.
Race fans, Jesse Punch here live once again from Phoenix Raceway. First time we're seeing a caution here on the racetrack, which is the first time teams are having an opportunity to bring it into pit road. Interesting thing about pit road here at Phoenix is that it's on a turn. If you see shots of it or you see an overview, take a look at the configuration of this pit road because it is different than most racetracks and can be that a benefit or not to drivers. So when drivers are qualifying, starting order is important, but pit box selection is just as important here at Phoenix, which is why you see a lot of guys who qualify well either choose pit stall number 1 or pit stall number 33 because they don't want to have to deal with this curve here that you see behind me. So take a look at where your driver qualified and what pit stall they choose. It might just help them out here in today's race.
Riley Herbst was running 13th when he got turned around in turns 3 and 4. First caution of the afternoon. Well, you talk about shortening up the back end. That was a hard hit, and he was a little gimpy when he got out of the race car.
Yeah, it looks like he's in some pain there. I mean, the driver's side hits, man, they're hard. I mean, you're sitting right there, and he slapped the wall pretty good. You know, as it comes around like that, and left rear, left front, just.
Yeah.
AJ Allmendinger didn't have the best qualifying effort, but he's taken the 16 up to 7th in the running order.
Hey, tell the dude, like, Frank, like, I'm not trying to be, but when you're in the way like that, like, at some point, yeah, I copy that, man. I'll make sure I have a discussion. Starts flipping off, lap 3, open look at, you know, like, we're not buying and playing that game.
Yeah, you know what? I agree with AJ on this one. It's early in the race. Sheldon Creed in the 2 already got the fence one time, and AJ had definitely a superior car at the moment on the 2, and he's packing air on him, making him looser. Eventually, I kind of get it. Let me go. It's early. You see AJ pack air. That's a little more than packing air. That had contact.
That reminded me a little bit of the 54 and 39 last week. Maybe not exactly the same, but there was some aggression there. Here's the other side of the story. Sheldon Creed's radio.
Thanks for not hitting those idiots.
Got the 16 upset with us there, but I couldn't turn the wheel when he's underneath me.
No, he'll get over it. He's just trying to be a boy out here. You're good.
I just think that it's too early. Trying to be a boy. I mean, I never heard that one before.
I haven't either.
What's that even mean? I don't even know.
Is that nice or not? I don't know.
I'm going to start using it, though. There are many things I say that people are like, what does that mean? So I'll just add that to my repertoire.
Why not?
Regan?
You see the 7 car on the screen right there. Right before that caution came out, a little bit of a good break for Justin. He did come on the radio, forgot to turn his brake fans on. Felt like he had overheated the brakes. We saw the issues with the 98 car, possibly brake issues. Justin, at the moment, was cooling his brakes down. So this caution really good in a number of ways for him, not only to reset, but also to let those brakes cool off so he doesn't have a problem here.
That's one thing I was thinking, is you make up all those positions. Now you tighten up the field, and he has a chance to get in the top 10, get some stage points, and really put himself in a great spot for later in the race. We'll go green when we return. Trevor Bayne, your race leader.
Race fans, Jesse Punch here live once again from Phoenix Raceway. Earlier, I highlighted one young driver making their Xfinity Series debut. Well, I should mention another, Nick Sanchez, driving that number 5 Chevrolet for BJ McLeod Motorsports, making his debut here today. He's an ARCA regular, has 1 win in the ARCA Menard Series. That was last year in the season finale at Kansas, but he has a 10-race deal here with BJ McLeod Motorsports. So he's getting his feet wet in the Xfinity Series, despite having no Truck Series experience whatsoever. So, Nick Sanchez, one of the young drivers here in the field, looking for a good run today.
Tomorrow, the NASCAR Cup Series races here in Phoenix as the greatest drivers in the world battle for the checkered flag. The engines fire off tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern on Fox and the Fox Sports app.
Mañana, la NASCAR Cup Series se dirige a Phoenix, donde los mejores pilotos del mundo lucharán por la victoria. Los motores se encienden mañana a las 3 de la tarde en Fox Sport app. Back to you, Jamie Little.
Thank you, Daniel. Yes, Riley Herbst has been checked and released. Riley, we saw on the screen there, you looking pretty sore. What exactly hurts?
Yeah, I'm okay, obviously, so that's thankful to NASCAR and everybody, but that was probably one of the hardest hits I've ever taken. I thought we had a pretty good Monster Energy Ford Mustang. I just went in 3 and I hit the brake pedal and it hooked a hard right and went to the floor, so I don't know what happened. Really bummed because I thought we had a decent West Coast swing, and now we're going to be 37th here and have to go to Atlanta, a new racetrack, so hopefully we can grab some points there, but yeah, that hurt.
I'm glad you're okay. Thank you. Adam?
Yeah, hurt in more ways than one, right? I mean, and I was just talking to Riley last week in the garage about the importance of a good start, and they had that so far this year at Daytona in California, which was a total departure from what we saw early last season, and now a couple of rough rides in a row, and he hopes Atlanta they can put the pieces back together. Just about ready to go green one more time.
I said, I don't think I deserve a club break. I was just saying the truth. Like, that wasn't getting mad. That was just letting you know that he was going to get wrecked. Just flip me off again. I might have prematurely broke that one. That was only your 3-iron. I didn't figure you could hit that one very good anyway. No.
Well, yeah, it's something about golf there. I don't understand the golf reference. I'm not a golfer, though.
Regan plays golf. He's not a golfer, but he plays golf. Maybe he can clean up the radio for us here, Regan.
I definitely am not a golfer, Adam. You know that as well as I do. But I do know the team was joking about earlier today before the race started that if he got wound up on the radio, every time he got too wound up, they were going to throw one of his golf clubs over the edge or break it in half. So right now, AJ's not going to be a golfer by the end of this race at the rate that it's going.
Have you ever played 18 holes with a putter? You know what I mean? Because he's going to be out of all of his other clubs, right?
It looks like I play with a putter at 18 holes most of the time, but I actually don't.
all I can say is my thoughts to Bruce Schlicker, the crew chief there, right? Because he's got to think about strategy and what adjustments can we make after practice in that short window before qualifying. How do I make the car better during the race? He's got to do all that. And that's before he gets AJ on the radio, who's just ready to go on the chip at the green flag.
Yeah, but I want a driver that's on the chip, ready to go. You know, I want someone that's going to get out there and get after it, give me everything I got. You know, that's. I think as a team, you want a driver like that knows he's going to be pushing that thing. Might push it over the limit, might be a little much every now and again, but you know what? You know you're getting it all.
You know, my father used to tell me it's always easier to slow down a driver a little bit than to try to make a slow driver go fast.
100%. I agree 1,000% here.
You are just setting him up. You know what I mean? Hey, by the way, back to the promos. You guys, you got the job, okay?
You like my Spanish, eh?
We don't want to take your job over yet.
Here's what's really funny about that. Logano reads the promo, and I'm like, I got something for him. You know what I mean? I understand the rhythm of a promo back from break. You do it in Spanish, and I'm like, okay, game over, I lose. Right? And then you throw it to Jamie. I'm like, Suarez does it all.
There you go.
I don't know what he said, but
it sounds cool.
It said banana. I think it's like banana.
Guacamole. Something like that.
Guacamole, yeah, something like that, yeah. Arroz con pollo, I don't know.
Hey, we just
That's
hit the choose here. Bain takes the outside, exactly what we saw to start the race. And what do you guys anticipate in that regard as we go throughout the afternoon on these restarts?
For me, no surprise. You know, the top is going to be the preferred line most of the day. The question here is, how many rows can you give up? You know, how many rows? Can you give up 1, 2 to go to the bottom? On restarts here, obviously, you have a lot of options, but after a couple laps, you know that the top is going to be the place to go.
Well, it's going to change as the race goes, too. The resin might burn off a little bit, might not be as much grip. And also, you're on old tires here. That's also a big decision maker with the choose rule.
This should get pretty good. 12 to go, stage 1. Let's listen in on the 54 radio. Ty Gibbs.
Still inside 16, on in front, 19 pushing into 18. 11's on. Side 16, 11's on him.
John Hunter Nemechek to second. Noah Gragson grabs the top spot on the restart.
And we saw Trevor Bayne go down into turn 1. And he barreled it in there pretty good. The 19 was right on his back bumper, taking the air off, and he chased it up almost into the wall, which gave Noah Gragson the line off of turn 2 last lap to take the lead.
So after all, taking the bottom, pay back for him. He did a good job. He had already a good race car, and once things are settled down in the bottom, I think here very soon they're going to start moving up.
Look and see this restart here. See the 19 pushed up all over him, got a little loose there. Trevor did. This is where we always talk about it widens out, and you see John Hunter go down there 3 wide for the lead. Look at the 19 packing air on the 18, and you see the 18 chase it up pretty high, had to slow up for it, and it really just allowed Noah to take the lead comfortably.
There's a lot of dust there right around the start-finish line where these guys are restarting. That's where they cleaned up the track from towing the 98 back to the garage. How distracting is that on a restart as we continue to watch the 7 Justin Allgaier climb through the field?
Well, I think it's funny. You just figure it out when you get there. Like you see all the speedy dry down there, like, oh, this is going to be a mess. But what do? Like, you just got to go there and figure it out when you get there. And sometimes you get through it, sometimes you don't.
Hey, guys, I'm so impressed with the 7. Coming from the back, we're lap 38. He's already in the top 10. I'm pretty sure he's going to be in the top 5 before we know it. This car has some real speed. Whatever issue they found yesterday in the hub really helped this car to come alive.
Yeah, and you talk about Justin Allgaier here, how strong he is, but he didn't qualify well. I know he started in the back, but he also didn't qualify well on top of that, and he hasn't qualified really all year any good at all, but he races really good and able to drive through. It's been fun to watch go through the field every week.
Hey, his teammates coming from the back as well. Josh Berry picking up the pace, trying to get some stage points, and now being raced by his teammate, the 19-year-old Sam Mayer. Sheldon Creed is there. This from 11th on back. Jeb Burton in that mix as well in the 27.
Yeah, some good racing right here. This is where it's going to get tough for the 27 down here on the bottom. He's going to be able to squeak ahead in the center of the corner, but off the corner to 2. See the run he gets, crosses him back over. That's typical Phoenix racing right there. You might get him at one point, but you don't have him completely cleared yet.
Well, you got to feel like a hero when you do the crossover and that guy's sliding sideways and you just power right by him, huh?
Every single time that you see somebody coming on your line and that person is sideways or tight, you just have to let the gas, breathe a little bit, cross over, and here in Phoenix, you have a huge advantage because that car cannot attack you back because you have so many different options with a dogleg.
Sam Mayer working through the field, 12th, Jamie.
Having a good run after having to drop to the rear, like you mentioned. Last week was the first time he's ever gone to a track for the 2nd time in this series, and he had a breakout year, or race going, I should say. Same thing today. Great qualifying effort earlier today, but now he's saying he's having some issues with shifting. From going from one gear to the next, it's popping out, so that's something they're keeping an eye on as we go. We're still early in this race.
Yeah, I was going to say 4 laps to go opening stage. That can be concerning, especially as much as you shift in that final stage when tires go away. And now the battle for the lead. The 18 is there, Trevor Bayne.
Yeah, and then Trevor's going to, like you said, he's going to send it down in here. He's going to go up, and here goes the 9. He's going to try to cross him over. I don't know if he's going to. He got there. And now Trevor's in the best spot into turn 3 up here, or turn 1, sorry, up here on the top.
You know something, guys? I feel like the 9 is a very, very good car, but I feel like he is one adjustment away from being a good long run car. If you remember, before the caution, he was actually getting attacked by the 19. So I feel like he's looking forward to the next caution.
Oh, this is some good racing. See Trevor down the bottom, and look at, here comes Jones right behind him. This just brought him closer. Now he's got to be a little smarter about when he makes this move because you don't want to lose a spot trying to win the stage either.
Pit road is closed as we are inside of 2 to go in this stage. And when you think about Gragson, not a great start a season ago, came on strong late, made the championship 4. He is now led in 14 of the last 15 races, including what he has done today. A lot to watch as we wrap up the stage. 1 to go Top left, they're racing for the win. They're racing for stage points on the bottom. And top right, you saw Justin Allgaier continuing to look for a top 5 position as we end the first 45 lap run.
This is so much fun to watch. He's going to try to make one more run at it.
I think the 18 is going to get it.
He's going to send it down in this corner hard. Try to clear him. Oh, he's coming up.
For the stage win, outside Gregson, inside Bain.
Good racing.
He's going to get it.
Oh, at the line, photo finish. Noah Gregson. They flip it. Trevor Bain gets it by 6 hundredths of a second. That was tight.
That was good racing.
Really
good. We saw
good.
that happen at the end of the Xfinity race last year for the win. They just saw it again for a stage.
Trevor Bain wins the opening stage in a photo finish. He's won a stage in both of his starts so far this year.
Race fans, Jesse Punch coming to you live from Phoenix Raceway. Stage 1 is complete and pit crews are getting ready to bring their cars in, but I want to give you some background on what's going on with those junior motorsports drivers. Obviously, you saw Noah Gregson just miss that stage win there at the end, but JRM, they've been on the move. All JRM drivers are making their way to the front of the field. All 3 of Gregson's teammates have gained more than 25 positions in the first stage. Interestingly enough, though, unfortunately, losing that stage 1 finish to Trevor Bain, who is a big fan of stage racing since his return from retirement. He has won every stage that he has raced in. That is stage 1 and stage 2, of course. Only 4 of them. Still looking for a stage 3 win for a win coming out of retirement for Trevor Bain. So, pit stops are coming up soon. Enjoy the race fans.
Stage 1 is complete for the NASCAR Xfinity Series here in Phoenix. Great finish. Coming to the wire, Trevor Bain able to hold off Noah Gregson. And you see his history. 2011, wins the Daytona 500. Great in the Xfinity car, second start of the year. And 2 career Xfinity wins. Pit road is open, Jamie.
John Hunter Nemechek having a good run early on here. Not bad, he says. A little tight through the center. They'll make an air pressure adjustment and 4 tires. They have 3 sets of stickers. First one going on here. Trevor Bain in the 18, a little free off. Wants some rear security. They'll fix that with a little air pressure. 4 tires as well. The 54 of Ty Gibbs, a little bit loose. Regan.
Well, Brandon Jones in the 19 race car needs the front to turn better in that race car. It got worse as the run went on in the 9 car of Noah Gragson. So close to getting that stage win. That car just got too tight as the run went on. It was tight earlier, and it kept getting tighter as he went.
So tight on pit road here. And you pick pits here at Phoenix based on how you qualified last Saturday in Las Vegas. A.J. Allmendinger has the #1 stall, but the best of the bunch on pit road, Brandon Jones, who won this race a couple of years ago. He wins the race off over Justin Allgaier and Noah Gragson. Now we talk to our Stage 1 winner, Trevor Bayne.
Hey Trevor, I'm your amigo Daniel Suarez here in the booth with my other 2 amigos, Joey and Adam. Can you hear me?
I got you, amigo.
Man, what a first stage, man. You did an amazing job. It was a lot of fun to watch right there the last few laps. But tell us a little bit what are you thinking? You guys making some adjustments to keep up with the track and everything that is going on?
Yeah, thank you, man. That was a battle there. A lot of fun to get another stage win. It feels like a little bit of a replay of California here. Win the first stage. Getting a little bit back on track position now after the stop, but we're going to keep fighting. The car drove a little different in dirty air, a little bit freer in and off there, so we're going to keep working on that forward drive off exit of turn 2 and see if we can't get back up to the lead here. You know, I feel really good about it. It's got a lot of speed, a lot of long run speed, so I hope we get a long run here.
Looking great, brother. Keep it up. It's fun to watch up here. Have fun.
Thanks, Daniel.
He mentioned the problems on pit road. They dropped back 5 or 6 positions. Also, the one of Sam Mayer speeding. He'll drop to the tail as we begin stage 2. It's coming up next. Just about ready for our second stage in Phoenix. We got the band back together.
What are those? Pack day.
Do you like my pants?
I like Regan on roller skates, actually. And yeah, Jamie's got the roller blades. Regan went with the roller skates.
I mean, really, that outfit, I may have that at home.
You're going to be with us next weekend in Atlanta.
Crazy.
I'd like to see it, actually, next weekend in Atlanta.
Yeah.
We'll see if Brad Keselowski will play along. But I notice, in typical Logano fashion, you have the sponsor cap on. You never let that go.
God, show him the love, man.
Show him the love.
10 years with them this year, Shell and Pennzoil. 10 years, that's pretty big.
Well, congratulations.
Cool. Thank you. Thank you.
How concerned do you think this young lady is that Trevor Bayne lost 3 positions on pit road in that last exchange?
I think that's why she's jumping back and forward.
She's doing the old don't step on the crack or you'll break your mother's back. Don't you remember that as a kid?
Mm-hmm.
You don't remember that?
No,
they didn't do that in Mexico?
No, in Mexico we don't do that.
No,
we didn't have that.
We were kids.
We didn't have that game.
No. It wasn't like literal, we were just joking about it.
Bayne has led 37 laps today. Gregson had 12 out front. And now Brandon Jones gets his chance. Wins the race off pit road. 19 takes the outside lane as we go racing in stage 2.
Go. 9. Now. 2 bottom. He's trying to get to your bottom here. He's there. 3 mid.
Ooh, contact, and there goes Gibbs.
Right in front of everybody. I think you're going to miss him. Holy cow.
They're turned back around here then.
How do you hang on to that? And on a restart avoid all contact?
Yeah.
What the hell, Barry?
The fact that no one hit him is amazing. I mean, the whole field is there. He's running fourth.
Talk to me about your tires there. Are we
Got flat, so you can hear it.
Rear's flat spotted. Left rear's glove.
So I want to make sure here is that the left rear doesn't come apart, rip all the crush panels and all out of there, or rip the fender off it. You got to be careful right now and just don't make a bad day even worse. So he has a fast car, you'll be able to recover. Let's see how this happened. You see he's 3 wide in the middle.
That's Barry down low in the 8.
Way down the bottom. Need a little room coming up.
A little more, a little more, a little more.
It's one of those 8 tires are better than 4, Daniel?
Always.
That's what it looks
always,
like to
especially
me.
when you're on the inside. That always. Let me tell you, that was a lucky thing. Obviously it's never good when you get taken out like that, but nobody hit him running up front.
Yeah.
So that's a lucky thing. Hopefully they can put some tires and go again.
3 mid with the top covered. Still 3.
Yeah, man, it's not much Ty could have done differently there. He was kind of in a spot, and the 8 was coming up. He gave him room. There's nothing that Ty really could have done differently. The 8 just surged it down in the corner a little bit too hard and slid up probably more than he thought.
Let's hear what they're saying on 8-team radio after this incident.
These restarts are so hard. I didn't want to go down there, but he stalled out so bad I had no choice, I feel like.
Yeah, 10-4, man. You did the right thing there. It's just hard racing right there. Start pulling down your door like that. It just gets tougher on the bottom like that.
And what's the latest on Ty Gibbs? The tires didn't appear to be in a good position there, Jamie.
No, they're so limited on sets already, as we've talked about. But Ty came in. They literally took the right side tires they just took off, put them on, and put the lugs on by hand. They're going to bring them in now and check the left sides. It looks like they're going to put those old tires on the left side here, so they'll have those 2 sets of stickers waiting for the rest of the race here.
And I don't know, if they could possibly get another set after an incident like this. But if you don't, this is great management, because a caution's coming in 30 laps. If you can just stay fast enough to stay on the lead lap, keep those 2 sets of sticker tires, you got a real shot.
Yeah, the tough part about it is that you can't start your recovery until the end of the second stage, because he's going to be on old tires here, 45-lap tires he's putting on right now. He's not going to be going through the field at any click at all, so it's going to take him some time and hopefully get there. Here's an onboard, I believe, of the 54, which kind of put him in the spot going down into turn 1. Let's listen to him here. So right there, you can hear him get up onto the chip there. I don't think he missed the gear, but he got on the chip, and that hurts your forward momentum. And I think that's where Josh Berry said he stalled out. I didn't want to be 3 wide, but he stalled out, and it kind of put me there. I think he revved his engine out too far, got up on the chip in 3rd gear before he got to 4th, killed his forward momentum, which put the 8 in that spot, which ultimately started the whole crash there. So it's kind of one thing leads to another. Still the 8 got in there too hard, don't get me wrong, but that was probably part of the reason why he was in that spot.
I think when you're running bottom in corner 1 and 2, you have 2 options. You can either run the apron and you know that most likely you're going to be slower, or trying to crowd yourself a little bit on the racetrack, hoping that there's going to be room not to lose too much time, because that's not a place to go. You want to be, either in the middle or in the high line, but you don't want to be all the way in the bottom. And the 8 got, found himself in that position, and really he opted to just trying to crowd himself a little bit high, and the 54 was in there.
Tonight, the Pac-12 tournament is on Fox with a clash between powerhouse programs as UCLA takes on Arizona. It all tips 9 Eastern live from Las Vegas on Fox and the Fox Sports app. Who do you like, the Bruins or the Wildcats? I think I'll take the Wildcats. You take the Bruins. Friendly wager here.
Yeah, how you pronounce that? Bruins?
The Bruins.
The Bruins.
Yeah.
Bruins. I want to take the Bruins, Joey.
The Bruins.
Regan will give you the Bruins as well.
Adam, I'll take whoever you guys give me. Let me put it that way. Hey, wanted to update real quick. Parker Retzlaff in the 38 car. We saw how good he started early on in the race, starting in the 6th position. His first Xfinity Series race. Fell back. That's to be expected, but I love his honesty. Before he got in the race car, he told me, I am so incredibly nervous right now. And you could see it in his face. This is a lot to take in as a young guy. Said, I'm nervous. I've never even done a live pit stop yet. So he checked that box off. Veteran crew chief Steve Addington on the box for him. He said, we are going to do everything we can today to put him in position to finish this race. We don't care where he finishes it. We're just going to make sure he finishes it. And so far, so good. Said the race car is very tight. Chatter in the right front tire is so tight, as a matter of fact.
18 years old. Saw him in the garage yesterday. Asked, who's your racing hero? And I'm thinking maybe like Matt Kenseth, right? Because he's from Wisconsin and, and the connection there. You know what he said? Kyle Larson. I'm like, how old are you when Kyle Larson is your racing hero?
Talking about making me feel old. Here's the choose rule here. You see the cheese? Looks like, Sieg's going to be able to move up a couple spots there. Down on the inside. I mean, the outside's definitely the preferred lane here. But if there's an opportunity to gain a row, I think, what do you think, Daniel? You take it to gain a row?
Why not? We have seen already twice. The 9 goes from the front row bottom to the lead. And he wasn't the control cars. He wasn't the leader. So, I'm very, very curious to see what the 9 does now that he's going to be, now he's the leader and he's going to be restarting on top. So I think, like I said, I just think that right now everyone is going to school, everyone is learning to see how and why things are going to work for later in the race.
We talked so much the last couple of weeks about the push you get. I mean,
not as much here.
Yeah, I assume that, but I didn't know because his teammate's there, right?
It doesn't matter as much the push here. You got to get to that dog leg and all that. I don't know if you want someone on your bumper throughout all
Stay
that.
away.
And 19 got a good start there.
Josh Berry, good restart too. Digging on that inside lane.
Wow, he got him.
Once again, the bottom. Once again, the bottom is coming through strong, man. I just feel like that's something to learn. I'm gonna write it down for tomorrow.
Yeah. Hopefully, no one else is watching this.
Brandon Jones, your leader on the restart. Bain, who won the opening stage, had the problems on pit road, settled in the 5th position. You guys touched on Ryan Sieg, good qualifying effort. Finds himself 7th right now, racing A.J. Allmendinger.
You see Trevor Bain go to the bottom. A lot of cars on the bottom. If you're going to make a pass on the bottom, this might be your best shot at it. You got new tires on the car. You got some grip. Maybe you can pull it off right now. You see Trevor down in the turn 1. Underneath the 8 of Josh Berry. Looks like he pulled the pass off.
He did. He got him.
Brett Moffitt looks good today.
Daniel, I mean, it looks like to me, you know, you got, what, 5 to 8 laps that the bottom of 3 and 4 is pretty attractive before it looks like you want to move up, but turns 1 and 2, it's almost like you want to be up there lap 1.
No, I mean, I feel like I mean, we're learning so much right now, and looks to me that on restarts the bottom actually holds his own pretty good. You know, the bottom has been actually winning the battle so far for corner 1 and 2. But you know, as you get some temperature on tires, the cars are getting a little tight. The forward drive is not as good. The top is going to start coming, you know, slowly but surely. And you know, we're already a handful of laps with this set of tires, and you can see how the top is starting to get better and better and better until eventually it's going to be the preferred line.
You got Ty Gibbs here. He's on his old tires now, so it shows how strong his car is. I think he's still passing cars with his really old tires.
He's outside the top 25, but you know, if he could work his way back to the top 20 here, get a few spots at the end of stage 2 on pit road, that final stage becomes very manageable on level tires.
Yeah, right now he's just trying to stop the bleeding, maybe get a couple spots. That's probably about all he's going to be able to get, I would think, with those old tires.
These three just won't leave each other alone. Hemrick, Sieg, and Allmendinger.
Oh, what's this going to look like? Oh, boy. This is where the top, here comes Sieg off the top. He's going to have a run to stay on the outside of Hemrick. Hemrick's going to fight strong down here on the bottom. I think Hemrick might be okay off this corner. Oh, he got loose there.
A little loose.
And here comes John Hunter. He's next.
On the outside,
Get up there. Oh.
You know, he had lost some track position through that cycle of stops in that last restart, but the 26 starting to work his way back to the front, and he is very much in this mix. 9th, make it 8th.
Oh, we're going to go 3 wide again. Almost.
When you're in the bottom and you're in that position, you just want some room. You just give me some room.
Yeah,
but the last thing you want is 3 wide bottom.
20 laps to go. Second stage, 9, dog in the 19. Gregson and Jones.
And here he goes, the same spot. He's going to drive it down in there, slide job him up the racetrack. He actually didn't even have to. That shows how strong the 9 is right there. He didn't even have to. Passed him just pretty easily.
3 different drivers have been out front today. Brandon Jones has led 15:37 for Trevor Bayne. And the guy that's out front right now, Noah Gregson, has led 18 laps in Phoenix.
fans, Jesse Punch here live from Phoenix Raceway once again, giving you an update here from stage 2. 2 drivers in the top 15 are our motorsports cars. That's the 02 of Brett Moffitt and the number 27 of Jeb Burton. Our Motorsports, an impressive run for this team who moved to a 3-car operation just this season. Unfortunately, the 3rd driver, Anthony Alfredo, had some issues there before the green flag waved. However, fortunately for Alfredo, he did get the free pass on that last caution, so he's now only 49 laps down. All jokes aside though, stellar run here for these all motorsports guys so far here in this race.
Just under 15 laps remaining. It's stage number 2 for the NASCAR Xfinity Series at Phoenix Raceway with Joey Logano, Daniel Suarez. I'm Adam Alexander. The man out front, the driver that's been incredible to start the season but has not won, Noah Gragson, lost the opening stage by a hair to Trevor Bayne. He leads the way in front of Brandon Jones, who won here a couple of years ago, Justin Allgaier, who's won here twice, and Trevor Bayne, who won the opening stage and been outstanding all weekend long, and Josh Berry, who started in the back and has worked his way to the top 5.
Yeah, right here you see you got the 4 best cars sitting right here in top 4. Gregson, Jones, Allgaier, and Bayne. They've been the strongest cars throughout the race so far. Trevor obviously really good on the long haul in the first stage, and you see Justin Allgaier coming all the way from last up to 3rd. He's probably got the fastest car right now. If he's able to get by Jones here in the next few, he may have something for Gragson before the end of the stage.
Got to give a nod to Berry, because last year he raced here, looked so good, caught up in an accident late, did not get the payoff. You think about what he's done so far this season. Crashes at Daytona, but the last 2 weeks, top 5. A late model driver gets an opportunity last year, wins a couple of races full-time this season. I think he's showing everybody what he's capable of.
Yeah, it's definitely very cool. You know, not often. I mean, most of the time you see the rookies or younger drivers most of the time, right? And Josh isn't old by no means, but he's not 18 years old like some of the other drivers you see making their first Xfinity starts. And obviously he has quite a few under his belt now, but he has a lot of racing experience. I think that plays off him. And I think that maturity level as well is something in racing I think that helps you see a bigger picture. And here we see, I was just talking about the 7 and the 19. How Justin's, he's fast. He's just good here, you know, and it's fun to watch him get around this place. He's going to start applying pressure.
You know, something I've been noticing on the 7 is that he's pushing the limit a little bit harder than some other guys in corner 1 and 2. Right now, he's not doing it because he's on traffic, but he's been pushing, you know, the group wider and wider in the center of 1 and 2.
So Sam Hunt Racing has produced some really fast race cars this year. John Hunter Nemechek was going to be top 10 last week, spins late, great save, comes home 12th. And now, after such a slow pit stop at the end of stage 1, trying to get himself back inside the top 5, he's up to 6, Jamie.
John Hunter's passed a lot of race cars today, doing a great job, and it just shows how good that car is. And I talked to John Hunter earlier today, and he said, it's so much fun to be able to jump in these cars. I'm here for myself, but I'm here to help make this team better as they continue to build a bigger organization. He had a good qualifying run, and so far, he's just been a little bit tight today through the center, and all they made was an air pressure adjustment in that first stop.
And connect these dots. His crew chief is Alan Hart, who for years was the engineer on the 7 for Justin Allgaier, who's probably the most consistent driver here over the years. Yes, it's Justin. So that knowledge has transferred, and you have to say across the board. I mean, forget about that connection. Just overall, their program has gotten better and better. Regan?
Well, Adam, you see the Colleague Racing trio running right behind John Hunter Nemechek there. Currently, those 3 cars are running 7th, 8th, and 10th. Interestingly enough, I talked to Chris Rice and all those guys earlier today. very different setups on all three of those race cars, something they don't typically do, but they know that they have struggled here. They wanted to do everything that they could to get a new setup that they could come back with in the fall that could contend when it comes championship time. So what do? You come with a separate setup and you get way more notes that way.
Yeah, that's an interesting philosophy and something we've not touched a whole lot on the race broadcast. But when we return here in November, 4 guys going to be going for a championship. You don't get a lot of practice. If you can find something this weekend, you might come back here and win a title. That's huge.
You know, I really like the mentality of Colin. You know, they are thinking ahead, and not ahead next month. They're thinking ahead 7, 8, 9 months, because right now they know that they have the speed. They know that they have everything that it takes to be able to contend for the championship 4 here in November. But they also recognize that they need some more speed. They need some more work to do. So what they do, you have 3 cars. Let's go experiment. Let's go try new things and try to learn something. Like you say, try to have more notebook, so when they come back, you know, you can build something more solid.
Well, the battle's heated up with 5 to go. The 7 of Justin Allgaier all over Brendan Jones, working through lap traffic, applying a ton of pressure, trying to do what we talk about, taking the air off the rear spoiler in the center of the corner. You see happen so much here at Phoenix. The 7's good. The 7's real good if he can just get some track position.
You know, something I'm realizing is that track position is so important. I mean, the 18 car, I thought it was a class of the field, the stage 1, and right now he's stuck in 4th. I mean, he's not losing track of the other 3 guys, but he cannot go anywhere. He's just stuck in 4, right behind the 7, 19, and 9.
It reminds me so much of what we saw out of Trevor at California. Win stage 1, lose some positions on pit road, and we've talked about that part of it, but what we haven't touched on, what you just said, once he got back there, the car was compromised because of the dirty air, and he couldn't regain those positions.
He actually mentioned it. When I talked to him at the end of stage 1, he mentioned that his car changed a lot in traffic. So I'm pretty sure that they made some adjustments to try to compensate that, but you never know. You never know what they have going on.
And this is for 2nd. Allgaier continues his climb. 2 laps to go in our 2nd stage. Can the 7 get there?
He's got lap traffic to deal with on the exit here. Is he going to use him as a pick? He might get to. It's all happened because the 19 had to pass a car and lost momentum. The 7 was able to get underneath him. And he's still working with dirty air here. This is going to be a battle to the end.
And it opens the door for Trevor Bayne, who's going to get aggressive. 7 inside of the 19. All of this happening a 2.5 seconds behind race leader Noah Gragson.
Big slide job by Justin Allgaier trying to get to the top side. 19 crosses him back. Now we're going to have a race to the end here.
Drop it in. Let's see who drives in harder.
Stage 1 goes to Noah Gragson, and 2nd place is tight.
The 7 got him.
I think the 7 got him.
Yeah.
Justin Allgaier in front of Brandon Jones. Trevor Bayne is 4th. Josh Berry completes the top 5. And then it's Nemechek, Allmendinger, Hemrick, Castle, and Sam Mayer comes back to get in the top 10. He scores points after the speeding penalty. March 12, 2022. Here's what happened on this date. 1894, the first bottles of Coca-Cola sold. You guys love that.
Yeah. What goes better than a Coke in Hawaii?
Hawaii.
Yeah. Take a cold drink to the beach.
And watch Van Halen.
And listen to some tunes.
My amigo Jimmy.
Jimmy Johnson won the Cup race Las Vegas, March 12, 2006.
They don't do the belts there anymore, the wrestling belts. That must have been something different back then.
Yeah, I've seen people wrestle there, though.
Yeah, I may or may not have taken part in that before.
we have a wrestling. Am I saying that right? Wrestling ring here in
Wrestling
Phoenix.
if you're from the South.
Yeah. Lucha libre in Spanish.
I mean, you touched on this earlier, but we needed that for you.
Yeah, we need
5 years ago.
I think we need a ring on every single racetrack just in case for drivers.
Pit stops ending stage 2, Jamie. Here they are.
No wrestling his race car. The 26 John Hunter Nemechek's pretty happy with it. Said, I just need a little bit more of what you gave me last time. That was an air pressure adjustment. Wants the car to hang on a little bit longer for that longer run. The 18 of Trevor Bayne. This pit crew, they were a little slow. Last stop cost him 4 spots. He said, I need you guys. It's the money stop. 4 tires here. Just needs a little bit of help. You saw the chassis adjustment there. Regan.
Well, the 19 of Brandon Jones felt like that car was going to come to him in the long run. It never did. They need something to be better at the end of the long run. The 7 of Justin Allgaier, not happy with that car. Too tight right now for as fast as he's been. Still struggling. In the 9 of Noah Gragson, you see him on the front there peeling tape off. Brake heat temperatures with that race car. Handling-wise, it's close, but they're worried about the brake temps.
If Justin's not happy with his car, that's not good for the competition because he was fast and he just won the race off pit road. Got out in front of Brandon Jones. Like Noah Gragson came off 3rd after winning stage 2.
Let's see if we can talk to Justin. Justin, it's Joey Logano up here in the Fox booth. You got me?
Yeah, buddy, go ahead.
You got a rocket ship out there. Been fun to watch coming from the back all the way up to the lead. Thanks to your good pit stop right there, and obviously a great end of the stage. It was a lot of fun watching you race. How's that thing driving? And I just want to know, I know how you are here. I know he's always grabbing gears. Are you shifting in there?
Well, I don't want to divulge on my secrets, but no, Joey, I have not gone to the shifter yet. You know, this picture guy's absolutely incredible. To do 5 lugs today and single lug tomorrow, and to have the speed we got is just truly awesome. This whole brand Fresh Agriculture team does a great job. And, you know, we knew that something was not right this morning, and we just didn't have the speed we wanted to when we practice qualified. And obviously glad we found the issue before this on the race. And it's fun driving through the field. I'd love to start up front and see what we can do, but hey, when you got to come from the back, it gives you that much more motivation. And we got a great team behind us, and you know, we just got to go out now and try to pull off the rest of this race.
Copy that. Well, good luck. You've done a good job last few weeks coming through the field, so have fun. Looks like a good time when you got a car that fast.
Always, buddy. Thank you very much.
He touched on it, using pit crews from Sunday on Saturday. Despite the fact that Sunday's a single lug, you're changing 5 today. It's working so far because he's the race leader as we head to the final stage in Phoenix. Our pit performance sponsored by eBay Motors. Brandon Jones, 13.6. We knew the stop for Allgaier was good, 13.8. He cycles to the front. Ty Gibbs, 14.4, goes from 24th to 15th. Back on a level playing field with tires. Don't write him off yet, Jamie.
That's right. Just problems continue. Lost 5 spots there, then the speeding. But he has a good car, so he's staying in it. Also, something interesting. After those tires came off, I watched NASCAR walk over to the 18 pit box, and they took those tires. So I asked NASCAR, what are you guys searching for? They said, we're just doing this randomly. We're taking it from 4 different teams right now. We'll check them out, make sure that everything is intact and they're legal tires, and we'll bring them back to the team. But the team was frustrated because they don't have many sets down here. They wanted to glue up those lugs just in case they need them later.
Yeah, and what they're checking is there's creative ways, we'll call it creative, of what some teams may do to try to keep the air pressures from being too high on the long run. As you run more laps, the air pressures go up higher, and you go over the peak grip for the tire. And teams have found creative ways to get past that. And the best way they can do it is don't get in a bunch of water and see if there's any air coming out of the tire.
Yeah. So a tough pit stop for the 18. He speeds. He goes to the back. So does the one of Sam Mayer. Second time today he's been caught speeding. And Ty Gibbs, we talked about their good pit stop. He restarts 15th.
Going to go 3 wide. Wouldn't even check on the bottom. No, we're in line with you.
Oh, is that high?
Allgaier out of the groove, nearly hit the wall, maybe got it a little, and he's going to fall in the wrong direction. Brandon Jones to the lead in front of John Hunter Nemechek.
That's a lot of spots. He's still under pressure here. 3 wide on the outside. Justin Allgaier we're talking about.
From the lead all the way to, what, 10 he's running right now? You know, Joey, we've been talking about this already a couple times, but that top lane is just not working on the first lap in corner 1 and 2.
Yeah, he took, that's the 3rd time we've had a restart, and the leader took the top and didn't come out with the lead.
Long way to go. 100 laps. But when you give that up, it's so hard to get it back. We'll see here if he got the wall. It was close.
Did he get a little help here?
A little bit.
Maybe a little bit.
A little, yeah.
Actually, and he gets up with the high stuff. There's dirty. Just maybe, a kiss. Just
maybe a little
kiss.
Bit. That's right. How about this? Here he comes. John Hunter Nemechek taking over the race lead.
Look at that. That's impressive, you know. That's impressive for a small team, you know, giving the fight to the big teams, to the Junior Motorsports, to the Gibbs and all those guys. That's very impressive.
They work closely with Joe Gibbs Racing. I mean, they do, and there's been a relationship there for a while. And speaking of Joe Gibbs Racing, here comes the 19 of Brandon Jones. I thought Gregson might be able to run down to 26. Now he's got a fight on his hands with the 19.
They're fun. They're crossing each other back and forth. And when we talk about this, Phoenix is fun because of that. Cars are doing slide jobs because the top is so strong. The cars keep sliding each other, getting momentum, crossing each other back and forth. The 9's trying to work the bottom here. He's not going to clear Jones. And now he's going to have to deal with him on his outside into turn 1.
Nemechek is loving this in the rearview mirror. He says, have at it, fellas.
Keep fighting, boys. Keep fighting. Yeah. You know, I want to pay close attention to the 7 of Allgaier. You know, he definitely got move high right there, Joey. I don't know what are your thoughts on that, but he got a little bit help from the 19. So I'm pretty sure right now he's hungrier, you know, coming back strong. He has a fast race car, so he's already 5th and coming back 1 by 1.
96 laps to go. Still one more stop they're going to have to make. There's time. You know, if your car is that good, we've seen that Justin has a good car. Here's his day. Mainly up. A little bit of down right there a second ago, but I'm pretty sure it's going to go back up again.
Yeah, I guess we shouldn't be stressed about falling back to 6th, 7th, or 8th when you consider he started in the rear and drove right through the field inside the top 10.
I don't think there is any panic mode on the 7 camp right now. I mean, they have a fast race car. It's just a racing deal. What happened right there on the start, but it's something that they're gonna definitely, you know, write that down, because if that's a late restart, you don't want to be so vulnerable. How do you say that? Vulnerable.
Vulnerable.
Yeah.
Very good though. I like that. I like your way of saying it more than mine.
You know, just being on the outside, you can put yourself in a bad position. The inside, it seems to me that it's a little bit safer.
And as we look back from this group, Ty Gibbs has worked his way back inside the top 10.
No surprise there. Now he's on equal tires to everybody else. We know he's still got a quick car. Same story here.
When those guys get greedy, try to roll the bottom and get hung with his fill. Take off the easy ones.
Just take them when they can is what he's saying there. And like I said, he's got a fast car. He's got the new tires on, just like the 7 does. He's got time, 93 laps to go.
And who's he racing there?
I was about to say that, Adam. His amigo. His amigo from last week.
Throw up the air quotes when you say amigo, okay?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see how he passes Seat here. Is he going to get up behind him and take air off his spoiler, or is he just going to really try hard to work the bottom?
I mean, I just think that the 39, he's gonna be clean to him, but he's gonna make his life so difficult just because of what happened last week. You know, it's pretty normal, and you can expect that from him.
It's going to take time to heal that wound.
But I tell you, every time it works out this way, and we're the ones that win on this deal, right? The drama. Nemechek out front.
Have you ever been as angry as seems to be right now? That you could take your anger out on the person who made you angry. Everyone gets angry now and then and feels like destroying or hitting something. And perhaps, too, when we get angry, we'll think of the best ways to work our anger out of our system.
Very funny.
And apparently, there are no anger issues, because while we were away, 54 goes by the 39, and all is well.
I think
for now.
I think Mom and Dad might have got involved, also known as NASCAR. May have
not their biological parents.
Yes. Yes,
exactly. That's a good one.
And we've had a change out front as we watch Colleague teammates. Someone get out. This is a photo op, right, for Matt Colleague. Take it now. And here's what happened out front. Sam Hunt Racing leading laps for the first time in the form of John Hunter Nemechek until Noah Gragson went and spoiled the party. Gregson's led the most laps today.
Yeah, I think if you're John Hunter here, though, you know you got a pretty good piece here. You know, it might not be as fast as the 9 at the moment, but he's hanging there in second. He's looking pretty good. You stay in the hunt. You get a last, last restart here at 3, 5, 10 to go, something like that. You got a good chance. His short run speed definitely looked like it was there. He led 11 of them.
I was about to mention that, Joey, that the short run speed of the 26 was very impressive. Probably too good, right? Because he was able to drive away for 10 laps.
Regan reported on this earlier, but I like what the Kaulig cars are doing. All of them top 10 last week. All of them outside the top 10 in qualifying today, but circling to the front. And, boy, I love those white gloves. Hang on to it, AJ.
How many times he's grabbing the front tires right off that thing? Just see how many times did he turn back left and right?
So I'm very curious to know what Matt is thinking right now. You know, you have 3 race cars in your organization. You put different setups to try to learn new things, and all 3 cars are running next to each other. So now what do you do?
Yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, that's the way you learn these days, though. We talk about there's 30 minutes of practice here in the Xfinity Series. You don't have much time to really try new things. You can't, I don't believe they can change springs or anything like that in practice. So you kind of got what you got. And the only way you learn is doing different things for each car. And so I think that's a big deal. Here we see Ty Gibbs up to 9th, plugging through the field here. He's got 3 spots sitting right here in front of him if he can pick them off.
I think he definitely has a little bit more pace than the Colin cars right now. It seems like he's, just trying to be patient, running the high line, waiting for a mistake, and eventually going in attack mode.
Hey, and back behind him, the other Gibbs car that had an issue, and that would be Trevor Bayne, speeding on pit road. He's knocking on the door of the top 10. There's the boss man, the coach, Joe Gibbs.
Actually, that's very impressive for the 18. Coming all the way from the back, on the same run, almost on the top 10. That's impressive. That 18 car has some good speed. If they can only have some decent pit stops, I think they can still have a shot.
Yeah, he's been very patient on the bottom. You don't see him sliding anyone, and it shows actually how good his car is because he just rolled the bottom of 3 and 4 right before this corner here and was able to maintain pace on the 10 Atlantic Castle there. So that car's fast. That car's fast, and he's just picking them off one at a time. Probably going to clear the 10 here, and sights set on the next one. And right here, Landon has the run, but what's the point, right? What's the point of going back underneath him, making your tires mad, sending it down in there? It's just wasting time for everybody, for both of them. So, you just try to get them back going and maybe follow them through on another pass.
Brandon Jones around John Hunter Nemechek. That's the runner-up position. And all of that over a 1.5 seconds behind our race leader, Noah Gragson.
Right behind him, you see Justin Allgaier recovering from that restart where he got slid up a little bit into the wall. He's able to get himself back up into 4th, and he's got 2 of them right in front of him to grab those spots.
Do you think there is any hard feelings between the 7 and the 19?
Maybe. I mean, yeah, I would say yes.
A little bit, right? Why not?
Yes.
76 to go. Everybody going to have to pit one more time. They all have a set of tires. Could it be under green? Long flag, a green flag run right now.
Noah Gregson out front, pacing the field in that 9 car. No doubt victory lane is on the horizon for this team. Last year in 2021, it took that 9 team 24 races to find victory lane. This season already, Noah finished 3rd in the season opener at Daytona and 2nd the past 2 weeks at Auto Club in Las Vegas. So now, leading the field here, you have to believe that that team is strong charging towards victory lane.
My amigo's looking good.
I look pretty serious. I'm a very happy person.
You seem really angry, yeah.
You're always smiling, man.
Face? Yeah, I'm happy. I don't know what's wrong with you, but I'm happy.
I know. I'm trying to be happy. I'm pretty sure they told me to be mean.
I've seen the other side of that, Logano. Our Xfinity fastest lap. Gregson at the top. Fitting because he's led 62 laps. That's after leading more than 50 and winning both stages last week. Nemechek up there with Allgaier.
Yeah, Noah's obviously had a very solid year. You know, top 3 finishes and what, Adam? All of them?
All 3 races,
all of them.
And won both stages last week, and got a new crew chief this year with Luke Lambert, who's outstanding, and we know is going to do good things. In fact, Luke won here with Elliott Sadler 10 years ago. There's Luke.
You know, that's impressive. You know, to be able to click this early in the season with a new crew chief. You know, I'm pretty sure they changed a few people in the team. It's always good, you know, building that chemistry, building that momentum early in the season is key. So good for them. Good for them. I think they have some good things coming for this 2022 season.
Well, Luke's a good crew chief. He's been around for a long time. You know, you heard he won with Elliott Sadler 10 years ago. Since then, he's been cup racing, back to Xfinity. He's been around a lot within the sport and seen a lot of different teams, and probably taken a lot from each team on how things are run, and it keeps making him a stronger person as well.
The 9 strength has been a theme this year, but so has junior motorsports. And we've really seen it the last couple of weeks, and we're seeing it again today. 3 of their 4 cars inside the top 4, with Josh Berry running 4th, going for his 3rd consecutive top 5 finish. Can't say enough about John Hunter Nemechek and what he is doing. And just outside the top 5, fighting his race car a bit, it appears, at least when we go inside the cockpit, A.J. Allmendinger, Regan.
Yeah, Adam, that race car been just a little bit too tight through the center all day long for AJ, but they do feel like it's a long run car. That's what we're getting right now, so look for him to maybe pick up a little speed as this run goes on. Jamie?
Ty Gibbs getting a little impatient. The passes aren't coming as quickly as he would like. His team's saying just be patient, move around, work on your line. You can set those guys up quicker. This kid knows how to get around here. He has 3 wins here between K&N and ARCA. Oh, and his crew chief, Chris Gale, up on the pit box. He's a 3-time winner here in the Xfinity Series.
Yeah, and behind him, there's Chris, who had such a great year with that 54 last year when it was the All-Star car. Here's Trevor Bayne. His crew chief, Jason Ratcliffe, has won here 4 times, plus a victory in the Cup Series with Matt Kenseth. And I think the 18 getting a little impatient. He's ready to make another move here on his teammate.
The 18, Trevor Bayne, he's not wasting time right now.
Oh
my God, we have a fire on pit road.
How'd that happen?
Some fuel, maybe. But yeah, so I was saying that the 18 right now has no patience. He has had a tough day on pit road, speeding penalties, some slow pit stops. So he's going. He's on a mission right now, and hopefully he has enough time to do something with it.
The plan for him this year was to run 7 races. Great at California, as we've talked about. Solid here today. And they made the announcement he's going to add Atlanta next week, which was not a part of his original plan. So give him 8. That's great. And he's been real open and saying, I want to be back in this series full time. And right now, he certainly looks like he belongs. Fun afternoon in Phoenix. Gregson, your race leader.
Jesse Punch here live once again with an update from Phoenix Raceway. Well underway into this Xfinity Series race, and keep an eye on those Kaulig racing cars. All three of them running side by side, 8th, 9th, and 10th. And you might have heard earlier that nugget from Chris Rice, president of Kaulig Racing. He said, based on prior experience at this track, they set up each race car completely differently, hoping to get a journal of information, a notebook of knowledge to take with them to this championship race. But having 3 race cars with 3 different setups seems to be working out for them so far, all running in the top 10. AJ Allmendinger, the best of the 3 today, started in the 9th row, had a lot of confidence before the race, and, well, we can see why.
Mañana, la NASCAR Cup Series se dirige a Phoenix, donde los mejores pilotos del mundo lucharán por la victoria. Los motores se encienden mañana a las 3 de la tarde en Fox y la Fox Sports app. And amigos, also, miren aquí este buen drift de mi amigo Trevor Bayne. What do you guys think? Do you guys like that one or not?
All I understood was Trevor Bayne.
An amigo.
An amigo, yeah. Your amigo Trevor Bayne got a little loose is what it looked like to me.
Got a little loose. He pushed a little bit too hard. He got a little wide. He got into the little dirty area of the track, but he's still on track, man. He's all the way from the back, almost in the top 5. Honestly, he's on a mission right now. I'm paying close attention to the 18.
You know, we get you on Race Hub, and you do a good job with Jamie Mack when you come in on Tuesdays. Now you're in the booth with your amigo Logano. You're doing promos. You're breaking down the big near spin from Trevor Bayne there, and you're doing it in Spanish. I mean, you're impressive up here. You know that?
Thank you, Adam. That's, you know, I'm just trying to learn from you, man.
Yeah,
you're the best in the business with my amigo Joey, my amigo at home, Jamie McMurray, that we're missing Jamie right now. He's a great amigo as well. Having a great time. Thank you guys for having me.
Hey, we're in the midst of the longest green flag run today. As a driver, you kind of run to what you got. I mean, you just wait until that next pit stop, hoping to get an adjustment. What's the middle grind like at this stage of the race?
Yeah, you just got to keep, working your car, right? Managing your tires, managing the line, the traffic, all those things. Because, we only have 1 set of tires left, and we talked about this during a commercial break a little bit, is if this is a cup race and you have 2 sets of tires left, you probably split the stage in half, and that'll be the fastest way to get through the stage if it runs green all the way to the end. But with 1 set of tires left, there's still 52 laps to go. Well, if you put them on now and run 30 laps and the caution comes out, well, then what are you going to do? You got no tires left. You're sitting duck. You don't have a chance at winning the race. So you have to run this one really long, and when the caution comes out, or if it comes out, or when you when you run out of gas, I guess you put your tires on then. It still can get an interesting strategy as well if the caution comes out late after you put your tires on with 30-something to go. So there's definitely an interesting piece here during a long run right now.
Let's give a nod to a couple of guys you just saw here. Brandon Brown, 14th. Didn't have a great qualifying run, had a speeding penalty, so he's back in the top 15. And Jeb Burton, Our Motorsports went from 2 cars to 3 cars. They moved shops in the offseason. They had a whole lot going on. They've had at least 1 car in the top 10 every race this year. Burton is the only one that has not been able to get that done. I feel like he's been overdoing it every week, getting as much out of that 27 car as you can, and he's in position maybe to jump up there and get that first top 10 of the campaign. Good to see him doing positive things with a new organization this year.
And this is a little surprising. Justin Allgaier falling back to 4th. His teammate Josh Berry just by him. And Josh Berry moving through the field. So kind of thought the 7 would be really strong on the long haul here and get his way back up there after the contact there on the restart. But looks like Josh Berry has a piece that's able to go on the long haul pretty good.
Good for him. Berry, obviously he's been very consistent. He's been very consistent in the top 5.
What's up, Regan?
Well, you guys were just mentioning the 7 car and how you expected him to be good on the long run. About 10 laps ago, he came on the radio and said, I really feel like I've overheated my right front tire. Started to struggle with that race car as he makes a move now back around his teammate. But cooling that right front tire off, Joe, you know how it is, right? Once those tires get too hot, it's really tough to get them back underneath you.
Yeah, it's really hard to cool your right front tire. Like once you've already gotten your car too tight, you've burned out the right front. How do you stop cooling? You know, how do you stop burning the right front off, right? It's almost too late. Here we go again, Trevor Bayne. Very fast car. He's working his way up into 5th spot. He's up. That's 24 spots gained since the restart.
These guys on a mission. Like, let me tell you, if the 18 has a caution at the right time, hopefully they have a decent pit stop, he can have a shot. Well, you know,
he doesn't want to come back down pit road.
I was going to say, I mean, like, I thought the same thing earlier. If he gets a few more and then gets a caution, he's sitting pretty. But then I'm like, oh, wait, they got to come down and get that pit stop. And that's what has been the Achilles heel today for that 18 team.
Hey, guys, I can fight you. I can fight you guys with that one, honestly. I mean, he has a fast car. Every time that he's on track, he's making progress. Seems to me that the short run is not his strongest. After 15 laps is when he starts coming to life.
Pit stops will be coming soon. 46 to go. Gregson, Jones, Allgaier, Berry, Bayne, your top 5.
Race fans, Jesse Punch coming to you live from Phoenix Raceway. Pit stops are coming up shortly. Justin Allgaier running 3rd. We talked about him a little bit earlier on. He had an issue in practice and qualifying, made some adjustments, sent him to the back of the field. Here we are, lap 159. He has made his way up to the 3rd position, but like I mentioned, pit stops are coming soon. We have to believe some strategy is going to come into play. This is a driver that knows what it takes to win here at Phoenix. He has 2 wins under his belt in this series, the last coming in 2019 in a must-win situation in the playoffs to advance to the championship 4. Like I said, keep an eye on those pit stalls because strategy is about to come into play.
Phoenix Raceway hosting the NASCAR Xfinity Series as these drivers wrap up the West Coast swing. 1 week from today, we'll be racing at Atlanta Motor Speedway. It has, in fact, been the Noah Gragson show. One stage 2, he's led 92 laps. In fact, this is the 5th time Gragson has led at least 75 laps in a race. That's the good news. Bad news is He's only won one of the previous 4. He hopes to close the deal today. And after what he fought last week, finishing second at his home track when he was so close, you know this is really important for him to close the deal.
Yeah, I'd say the 9 has a win due to them at this point. Finishing in the top 3 weeks in a row, leading a bunch of laps in all those races. You know, they have a win due. That doesn't mean the sport is going to give one to you. You know, there's still a lot of things that can happen here in 38 laps. The 38 car going to the garage here.
That's Parker Retzlaff. Let's give him a ton of credit because his first ever start, he came here and did a really, really good job, especially in qualifying. Austin Hill makes a pit stop, 38 to go. And this could be the start of scheduled green flag stops because we're well within the window, right? I mean, that's no problem. But you knew right around 30, 35 to go is when we'd start to see teams.
Yeah, in this situation, if you're pitting now, this is a short pit, and it's a bit of a gamble, right? It's a way that you can make up a lot of time if it goes green all the way and everyone cycles through. Jamie on the 54.
And Ty Gibbs came on the radio and said, I've got a pretty bad vibration, but Chris Gale, very calm, said that's normal for right now at this stage of this run. Keep an eye on it, but at this point, let's run another 10 to 15 laps here.
Okay, Chief.
Well, and you know, you think it'll cycle through. The problem is if you pit and the caution comes out, then you're, you know, a couple laps down and probably out of the game.
Exactly.
Here comes A.J. Allmendinger, Regan.
Well, it's been a struggle these past few laps for AJ. Right now, he got into the right rear, or got the wall into the right rear a few laps back, and then said the car fell off really bad. Immediately came on the radio, said, I got a problem, I want to pit now. So a little bit early for AJ. Might drag the rest of them down pit road here.
Green flag pit stops at Phoenix. How hard to execute? What are your focal points to make sure you don't have a miscue?
This is such a difficult pit road, just for the fact that it's so flat coming into pit road. That's number one. Number two, you know, a long, very, very long pit road with a huge corner, which means, you know, we don't have speedometers on this car, so we can run X amount of RPM on the straightaway, but obviously in the corner we can speed up to maintain that speed. But how much? You know, that's obviously the key question. Regan, back to you.
Well, Justin Allgaier, we documented that he was having trouble with that right front. That's ultimately why he finally hit pit road, told his crew, I am in trouble here, and wanted to pit early to maybe try and make up as much time as possible on the 9 car of his teammate. This 8 car of Josh Berry, that car is good right now. He is very happy with that race car right now. And the 19 car, Brandon Jones, biggest issue for him, drive off with that race car. That means when he goes to put the gas pedal down, he can't get the rear tires to hook up.
Scheduled green flag pit stops. 33 laps to go. Noah Gragson continues on track, and everybody coming in has cycled. Nemechek to second. Gibbs is third, and it looks like Trevor Bayne is making a pit stop. Jamie?
Well, you guys talked about it, the issues that he had with the pit crew. Looks pretty good there on the left side. They were slow both stops today. We'll see how it shakes out here, guys.
Kaz Grala in the 45 tire problem was able to get to pit road. If he didn't get in and a caution had come out, that would have been huge here. And here comes the race leader. Noah Gragson giving up the top spot. He'll pit with 32 laps remaining. Also coming down here, the 26 of John Hunter Nemechek. Again, scheduled pit stops under green at Phoenix. Jamie?
And Ty Gibbs happy to make his way into his pit box. He had that vibration. Last set of sticker tires going on. Got a drink, a tear up. There is a chassis adjustment once again. Regan?
You're leading Noah Gragson, a near perfect day for them so far, and he has been quiet on the radio this entire run until 1 lap ago. He finally came on the radio and said, I think my right front's falling off pretty bad here. And crew chief Luke Lambert immediately said, pit now, pit this time.
And you see, once they start pitting, your hand's pretty much forced. You know, you want to stay out there as long as you can, but the 11, I think, has a penalty here.
I think it was the 7 of Justin Allgaier who ran over equipment when he made his pit stop. That's going to be so difficult to overcome at this stage of the race. Colleague cars are in. We saw Allmendinger. Now Hemrick and Castle are in, Regan.
Well, you see Landon Castle, a good day for him so far. Been fighting a little bit tight with that race car all day long. Nonetheless, been very, very good overall. And the 11 of Daniel Hemrick, same thing with him. That right front has been chattering. They've been struggling with that just a little bit.
So the only cars that are yet to make a pit stop, Ryan Sieg, who leads. Ryan Ellis is second. Alex LeBay is running third. They've got to make another stop, and we anticipate it will come very soon. And in fact, man, Sieg, is he maybe out? Was he out of fuel, do you think? Look, he's working now, just getting down to pit road speed there, maybe. Thought maybe he was yanking that thing around because he was out of fuel. Looked a little odd to me.
He did come down a little early through the turns 1 and 2 there. Usually you stay on the track a little longer to carry more speed. Maybe he had some issues there.
Now, Allgaier has not yet served a penalty. He stays in his running position. We'll update that in a second. First, here's Ryan Sieg. Regan?
Adam, another strong day for Ryan Sieg, as he has had many of this year. Last week, a little bit of trouble. This week, though, just a little loose with that race car. They've been trying to fix that throughout the majority of the runs.
A couple updates here. Sam Mayer, who was caught twice under caution speeding, has been caught under green, so he does his pass-through penalty. And Brandon Jones, and here comes Justin Allgaier, because he hit the equipment. He, too, has to come down and pay his debt to NASCAR. But we talked about the strategy and when you pit and the difference that can make. Brandon Jones came down at lap 167. Noah Gragson came down at lap 169. That 2 extra laps is going to put Brandon Jones in front of Noah Gragson as we look back at what happened on the 7.
I think you see the air gun, see the hose there on the left side, and I think he somehow took the air gun with him there.
So when the cycle of stops began, Gragson was in front of the 19, Brandon Jones, by 2.5 seconds. He's now behind by 1.2 seconds, a combination of strategy, execution on and off pit road by the driver, and obviously the pit stop.
Yeah, at this point, if you're Brandon Jones, go baby, go. Keep ripping. That 9's quick, and he's got a couple laps, newer tires, and there's a lot of traffic. You see the traffic all around him, but here's where you see some of the difference on pit road with Brandon Jones and Ty Gibbs. Where Brandon obviously did a good job as a driver. The team did their job, and overall, it's a lot of time difference there.
Brandon Jones utilizing pit road as a way to get the top spot. Can he win for the second time in his career at Phoenix? 25 laps remaining.
Race fans, Jesse Punch live from Phoenix Raceway, once again bringing you an update from pit road. The laps are ticking down here at Phoenix, just over 20 laps to go in this race. But when you look back at the trends of the Xfinity Series here at Phoenix, 2 of the last 3 races went to overtime. One of those races was won by Daniel Hemrick. Hemrick currently running in the 7th position, still has some ground to make up if he was going to go back-to-back here at Phoenix, but as you heard earlier, Brandon Jones is looking to pick up his 2nd win at this track if he can hold on for the next 20 laps. We'll see if history repeats itself.
Brandon Jones leading by just over a second. Noah Gragson now a half a second behind, and he's cutting it down. Hard to tell what the lap times are doing because they're working lap traffic. But fellas, we're going to have a race for the lead here pretty soon between the 19 and the 9.
That's for sure. We're going to have some race for the lead here very soon. And this is where the strategy gets very, very interesting, because, the 19 up to come to pit road a little bit sooner, a couple laps sooner. They have a good car as well. Probably not as good as the 9, but the 9 right now is right behind him with a couple lap fresher tires, and he's on the
faster.
hunt. He's on the hunt right now, and he has to take advantage of those little bit fresher tires. What do you think, Joey?
Yeah, you got these 2 cars right here, right in front of him too. The 9's going to try to take advantage of these 2 cars racing in front of him, trying to stay on the lead lap.
Mason Massey in the 91 is already a lap down. He gets out of the way. Jeb Burton, last car on the lead lap. He's got major incentive here to try to avoid going a lap down in case we would get a caution. It's not going to work for him. There goes Brandon Jones. Here comes Noah Gragson, 18 to go. Wow. Oh, he got him a little bit. Jones hangs on to it, and it opens the door. Here's Noah Gragson to the inside for the lead.
Noah's in a tough spot right here. I don't know if he's going to be able to stay on the inside. Maybe?
Oh, he's going back, yeah.
But he's going to be pressuring him big time down here in 1 and 2. Here you go, starting to pack air as we talk about. Sieg's back there. He has a little newer tires than these 2 guys, and he's trying to get a lap back as well. He pitted a few laps later, and he's been hanging with these 2 leaders as well as they're trying to race for the win. You got another guy trying to get on a lead lap to save his day, which you can't blame him. Hey, he's got a race to race as well and get the best for his team. So he's in the mix of this whole thing.
He's 1 lap down, but he's in 11. Anything can happen. A caution comes out. If he's on the lead lap, he can fight for a good, strong result, and you cannot blame him. But if I was the 9, I would be telling him, hey, just give me a break, man. Let me pass this guy, and then you can go back to business.
I know, but it's so hard, right? Because everybody has something they're racing for out there. They have their race. You may think your race is the most important one out there, but so does that other driver and what he has on the line. So it's tough. It's a challenging situation to be in. I've been in it before. And do you really know the right thing to do? Sometimes I don't, but you just try to race your race. This is going to be close. He's all over him now down into turn 3. That's a lot of pressure applied. The 9 able to turn underneath him just a little bit. Get door to door with momentum as well on the bottom. He's going to have probably a pretty good position down here into turn 3. He's got him.
He was very patient. He knew he had a faster car. And with 14 laps to go, Noah Gragson leading once again in Phoenix.
In fact, you see Ryan Sieg on those newer tires. He's underneath the 19 as well. He's going to pass him. He's going to go after Noah. You know it's going to happen to see if he can get by him as well. And why wouldn't he?
How about the fact the final stage has gone caution-free? And last year we had 13 cautions in the final stage when you combine the spring race with the championship race here in November.
You never know how these races are going to play out. There's always, the crew chief always has all these trends, right? Oh, this has happened in the past, and then there's going to be a caution. You don't know that. It might be a trend, but it always changes, it seems like.
Well, and there would be no strategy if the caution came out here because no one has tires. The only thing it would do is re-rack them and have what would likely be a drama-filled restart.
I was about to say that, Adam. The only thing it will do is a product for a great, crazy restart 4 or 5 wide, maybe.
11 laps remaining for Noah Gragson, who last year went on an incredible rally late in the season. Had that huge win at Martinsville to make it to the championship 4. Came here and was not able to win the title. Goes through a crew chief change in the offseason. They bring in the veteran Luke Lambert. Luke told me at Daytona, the reason I took this job, I wanted to work with this kid. And Noah has delivered. Top 3 runs at Daytona, California, and Las Vegas. And he felt like one got away last weekend at his home track. He's looking for a little payback today and would love to deliver his first win of the campaign.
They've been solid, man. They've been solid the entire year. It's no surprise to see the 9 car right now up front. They've been solid in Daytona. They were solid in Auto Club. They were solid in Las Vegas. I mean, they Mr. Consistency right now. So, you know, they like you mentioned, Joey, they are due for a win, and he's looking that today he could be the day.
And so, Jane, look back through some of the timing and scoring over here. I keep going back to Trevor Bayne. Only 5.7 seconds back off the lead. He started this run last.
Yeah.
Last, and is able to keep pace. This is one that if it goes green from here, it doesn't have a shot to win. He's going to be thinking about this for a while, about that mistake on pit road and the speeding penalty, and just being that close and having a car this fast that really would have had something today.
How about this guy? I mean, the pit penalty under green, and Justin Allgaier's running 8th. An incredible day for him.
You know, I was actually paying attention to the 18 car before the pit stop cycle, just like you were, Joey, and I noticed that he was 10 seconds behind. So he has cut that advantage in half. That's very impressive.
And I know, I mean, undoubtedly, as we've talked about, he's going to leave here, and any racer after the day he's had would leave here and say what might have been. But the reality is, when you haven't driven one of these cars in a long time, and you're doing it on a part-time basis with limited practice, and you have a 3rd and a 4th despite adversities, what more can you ask for, you know?
You know what is the problem, Adam? Is that as a race car driver, we don't think that way. We're greedy. We're so greedy.
Well, the other thing for him, it's part-time, right?
Yeah.
So you got to take advantage of every opportunity.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. But if he's leading laps, if he's running up front, he's only thinking of one thing, that is the trophy.
And we get a caution. Look out, number 7. He's motivated right now.
He's passing a lot of cars back up to 7th there. We've commented about how strong his car is and how good he is here in Phoenix, and you know, trying to recover from a pit issue, taking the air gun with him when he left. Can't do that.
Hemrick, last time we were here, won the race, won the championship. Top 10 again today. Colleague looking to put all 3 of their cars in the top 10 for a 2nd consecutive week. They're 8th, 9th, and 10th right now. Landon Castle has been very consistent today. 4 laps to go. And there's the man in charge, Noah Gragson.
And he's just trying to manage his tires, because he probably can pull away even more than what he has. But don't get too far out there and wear your tires out, because we already commented about it. If the caution comes out here to the next 3 laps, he's got to refire on those old tires and try to win the race. So
ready to go right here. Ready to go at the line. 2 seconds back, man.
Seems like he's just kind of keeping it at the 2-second marker.
Right now, he's just hoping no caution, no caution, no caution. He just cruise control. He has pretty much the race under control.
He's led over half the laps today. Good day for Brandon Jones as well. He's led 30 circuits. Two remaining for Noah Gragson. But he mainly wants to get back and see that white flag, so he knows we will not get another restart.
He's so close. This is what he's thinking about. Like, come on, white flag. And you're thinking about it all the way down the back stretch here. Like, you know there's going to be a caution right now. Like, it always goes through my mind in this scenario. And you come off the corner and you see the white flag waving. He's going to see it right now.
Right now he's thinking, okay, boys, now you guys can do whatever you guys want.
1 lap to go. Sponsored by Credit One Bank. 115 laps out front for Noah Gragson. So good to begin the year, but he's yet to capture the checkered flag. Today, he's going to dust him in the desert. Noah Gragson, the man at Phoenix.
Checker flag. Hell yeah, Noah Gragson. Sir, thank you guys. Great job, guys. Great execution. Thank you, pit crew. Thank you, Luke. Everyone. Johnny Morris, thank you.
Great job. Very, very, very well-deserved victory today.
First 4 races in the top 3.
Hey, and the last time Luke Lambert won a race, it was here, March 17th, with Ryan Newman in Cup.
No way. I remember that race, too.
Welcome back to Victory Lane.
Wow.
And the last driver to start the season with 4 straight top 3s Elliott Sadler, 2012. Guess who his crew chief was? Luke Lambert. Guess where he won? Phoenix.
Wow.
For Gregson, career win number 6. And when you factor in what he did late last year and early this season, it has been so impressive. And another stellar day for Junior Motorsports. 3 of their cars inside the top 10.
And we knew they'd be strong here. Junior Motorsports has always been strong at Phoenix for whatever reason. They've always had cars that can contend for victories. And today, obviously, no difference from that. Noah Gragson fast up there. Josh Berry, we commented about Allgaier, the speed he had in his car today. They all had quick cars.
Here's what's scary about him when you look at the upcoming schedule. Next month, we go to Richmond, we go to Martinsville. He won both those races the last time we went there.
I think we're going to get a little smoke show here, I think.
Oh, yeah. He's ready to go.
He's warming his tires up for it.
Yeah.
Let's go!
I love burnouts, man. Burnouts are just cool.
Yeah.
He's got the classic old school donut somewhere in there.
In front of your team. That's the best way to do it.
I don't think he knows where he's at either. When you lose the car, the driver inside there doesn't know where he's at either, by the way. Oh, there goes the chunk of tire.
Piece of the tire, yeah.
Who wants a souvenir?
It's not done yet. Oh, boy.
There's no more tire left. I don't think he has a left for either. I think he's got them both.
Oh, yeah, he got both. Huh?
Sign of a good burnout. You go till something breaks. You did it. Cool place to park, too.
Yeah.
He said if he won at Daytona, he'd go swimming in Lake Lloyd. I'm not sure what you do when you win in the desert. He might climb a cactus or something like that out here.
You never know it, Noah.
The fans love him, and now you know why.
Good job. Hey, Dixon, fan the flame.
It's a burning rubber over here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. There you go. Get her down, boys. There you go.
Outstanding. And now we're going to climb the fence.
There's a lot of banking right there. Just pointing that out there, guys. There's a lot of banking at that point right off of turn 4.
You talk about dangerous celebrations. Last time we were here, Hemrick does the backflip. Now Gregson climbing the fence. This always makes me nervous.
At least Noah has his helmet on. How about the rest of us guys?
Yeah. Hey, those guys are pretty high.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd do it.
I was going to say, if I was on a team that was able to win a race, I think it would be this one so I could celebrate with them. I definitely would be out on climbing the fence.
I'm pretty sure this team celebrates pretty hard after a win.
And they come over to give him the flag, and he immediately talks with the NASCAR official and points out who he would like to see get it in the grandstand, and that is awesome.
Right, he's got a fan.
There you go.
For life.
Baby Noah.
What a win. What a celebration, Regan.
What a celebration. What a celebration is correct, Adam. Noah Gragson, never short for celebrations. You are. A wonderful race today. That race car looked like it was nearly perfect. You have had a great start to the season. How does this one feel?
It feels great to get the 50th anniversary Bass Pro Shop Camaro in victory lane, but most importantly, thank you all you badass race fans for coming out. You guys are awesome. You guys are loud. We love you. Thanks for coming to Phoenix. This team, the pit crew, everybody who makes this possible. With Johnny Morris, JP, Z-Man. Z-Man, you got a wedding coming up. I'm sorry, I think we're gonna miss it, but love you, buddy. Caught the track on fire, which is awesome, but You know, the pit crew executed great. His team's been on a roll so far this year, all top 3 finishes, first 4 races. Just, you know, can't thank everybody enough for all their hard work and try and keep it going.
Noah Gragson wins in Phoenix.
And Brandon Jones brings it home second. Brandon, you told me you guys kind of rethought the setup and you brought back very similar setup to when you won here 2 years ago. But what were you missing at the end?
Yeah, I mean, this is, first off, exactly, I think, what this 19 team needed to kind of turn the season around. We've had speed at all these racetracks so far and just haven't quite got finishes yet that we need. So it's really early in the season still. I thought when we came out of the pits there and came ahead of him that it was going to be pretty good because aero situations were pretty tough today. It seemed like whoever was leading the race kind of was just difficult to pass. I think whenever Noah was leading before we all pitted, we were a little bit faster, and so I think they just probably made a little bit better adjustments to their car and got it better. But still, all in all, really happy to come home second. Got some really good stages too. So, gentlemen, Menards, thank those guys enough for being on board. And I think this is like I said, the right momentum we need to turn this deal around.
Best finish of the season so far, Adam.
And when you look at the top 5, 2 Junior Motorsports cars there, 2 from Joe Gibbs Racing. And the other one up there, Sam Hunt Racing, John Hunter Nemechek, who brings it home 5th today.